Hi, I'm Kelly and he's Rich.
Recently we've passed 3,000 subscribers, which is amazing.
Can't believe it, very mind-boggling, so thank you for everyone who's subscribed.
And we've had lots of questions. Some of them come up actually quite regularly.
So we're going to give you a little sneak peek of our inner workings of our mind.
And it all begins back in the year of 1994 with the first question that we get asked quite a lot of how did you meet?
So believe it or not, we met when we were in primary school. And even though Rich is a year older than me, we were in the same class.
Yes. Kelly likes to point out this is because I was a slow child, but I think it's because it was a small school.
No, what it was, I was obviously above my age, focusing us, and he was below his age.
And that hasn't changed, it really hasn't. So that's how we met initially, but then we went our separate ways in secondary school.
Yeah.
And then in 2001, we started college at the same time, didn't we? And then 2002,
Yeah,
we got back together again.
yeah.
And we've been together ever since. So because you won't believe us, we actually have a photograph to prove this.
Yeah. Also, look how cute I was. You'd get longer for murder, really, wouldn't you now? Been together, what, 23 years?
Something like that.
I don't know.
Don't know.
What's the maths? What would you change? Any regrets? I think when we first bought it, we regretted that we didn't shop around more for different ones because ours was quite rusty.
Don't buy the first
No.
van you see.
We were just so excited, and we do this. We just tend to jump headfirst into stuff without thinking about it.
Literally, we went over to Wales, saw the van, bought the van, brought it home, started working on it. That was probably a mistake. Shop around and try and find as good a van as you can get.
And don't always believe what people tell you, because you know they said, oh, it had been resprayed the year before. So if someone said that to me, I thought, you know, that meant that all the bodywork would be a-okay, but that's not the case. They just sprayed over the rust.
So that was probably the biggest thing that we changed. Other things in the build that we have already changed include making the water tank a bit smaller because it was hanging too low and actually it was far too big.
Yeah, it
Because
was.
we installed a 250 litre tank to start off with, quarter of a tonne.
And you've got to like take into account weight as well, don't you?
You do, yeah. And it was just massive. So we've downsized that, but it's still got 184 litres. We've still got plenty. And the other thing that I think I'd change maybe is Lily's bunk at the back. It's 158 centimetres long. I'd have made it the full length and brought it right into the kitchen. That said, that would have made the kitchen smaller. So
the kitchen works really well for us. It swings and roundabouts, isn't it?
But yeah,
Really.
we would have shopped around. Smaller water tank, 100%. What do you do for a living?
I look after Lily. Full-time mummy mode.
You are, aren't you? Yeah,
Yeah.
full-time mummy mode. Have been since she's been born, and it works really well for us, to be honest.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
I was copyrighted before, and I was planning on having a year off, but then I got quite poorly, and I was diagnosed with Crohn's, and this just works for us, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And then I am, believe it or not, a senior manager in a large financial institution. Don't know why I find that funny, but I very much do not look like that.
Professional. He's a professional.
I am a professional. I work with a team of highly skilled people who are amazing.
How's the Multiplus working for you?
In the boot, we've got our electric install. We're quite proud actually of how that has been working for us, including the Multiplus, which works really well. So what I would say is we don't use the inverter a dreadful amount, do we?
No.
We tend to try and use like 12 volt as much as humanly possible, but whenever we've needed to use the Multiplus to invert, it's worked absolutely fine as a charger and for our 230 volts. So we use it for stuff like our, I was going to say Complan machine.
Yeah, that's me too. It's what it's called. That's what we use it for. What is it called?
It's like a blender.
A blender.
And Kelly uses to whiz up her
old lady
drink. Yeah. So we use it for that. We use it for, you know, charging laptops. We use it to blow up air mattresses for other people and stuff like that. But it's been working absolutely fine, and it's really nice and compact, as the name would suggest. Doesn't make a noise like some inverters do, and Touchwood has worked absolutely fine.
Touching your head there.
Yeah, it should be. I thought it would make a hollow sound.
Can Kelly drive? Well, this question, yes, I can drive a car, and I drive a car daily.
She's like a maniac, mate.
I'm not. Richard doesn't like getting in the car with me because he says I drive like a race car driver. But I've never been in an accident.
Sideways, mate.
And I've been driving since I'm, say, 18, so...
Yeah. You are a very good driver, to be fair.
He just doesn't like my racing car. Lily likes it. But I can't drive the bus because I don't have the right licence.
You need a C1 licence or grandfather rights or whatever you call it. I don't know.
That is the correct term, I think.
A probably offensive term, I don't know. But you need granddad rights or a C1 licence. So I did my C1 licence a couple of years ago now, and can drive anything up to 7.5 tons. And next year, because I've had it 3 years, I could actually teach you to drive it as well.
Could you?
I could.
I don't want to do that.
How's the electric ball valve for the wastewater? Brilliant.
Just turn it on. But make sure you remember to turn it off.
Yeah, make sure you turn it off because when you drive off, obviously it could be open.
Leave a little trail behind.
I've got it set on auto as well. So the idea behind that is I've got a 25 litre canister that I can put underneath the outlet. And then when it gets to a certain point, it can open and fill that 25 litre tank. You just need to remember to put it under there. Because we were on a campsite and it did it on its own, didn't it?
Yeah,
and then
we got on, we were like, oh no. But luckily, no, it was just grey waste, so it's just washing up water.
Apart from that, it's fine. And it worked best when we were at some of the drive-over places in France.
Yeah, really handy for that.
Oh, it stank.
So you don't have to like get out and touch anything disgusting or...
Boop! Up on the Touch 50 or on your phone and it'll empty. So yeah, would recommend that one. Not got blocked once either. Touchwood.
Why a Vario?
Why did we choose a Vario?
We wanted something that would have lots of windows with views and that would look like a bus when we converted it because we thought it looked cool, basically.
And it looks so much cooler than anything modern. Like, you know, no one wants something that's streamlined and aerodynamic. You want it to look like a retro brick. And because it was rusty, I was just attracted to it.
It's like, ooh, piles of rust, let's get in on that.
But yeah, just super cool. And to be honest, like people were like kinging it, converting theirs at the time, and Wandering Home converting theirs, and Max and Soph kind of made the appeal a bit more as well, didn't it? Because you could see
they influenced us. How
they
dare they?
influenced us with their influencing skills. But yeah, that's why we chose it, and I'm so glad we did because it's a cuboid shape. It makes it absolutely ideal for converting into like a tiny home. You can see here the space that we've got, both widthways and height, which obviously I don't need because I'm a short guy, but Kelly does.
I need it
because she's a tall guy. It just lends itself to it, and because you can carry so much weight, we can carry up to 5,950 kilograms, including the weight of the van. The world's your oyster, really. You can put whatever you want in it within reason.
Will you wild camp? Well, this is a bit of a tricky one. If we didn't have a child, we would wild camp all the time, wouldn't we?
Yeah, because you don't need to worry about keeping her entertained or safe or
anyone. The thing that worries me is I'm worried someone's gonna come and knock on the door in the middle of the night and she'll get scared, and then that would be it. Then she'll be like, I don't want to sleep in the bus.
Yeah, we have to be really careful of that because we don't want to ruin it for her.
And we wouldn't want to have to move in the middle of the night because I don't know if she'd go back to... She's not a great sleeper. I don't know if she'd go back to sleep or not.
That's the main consideration. We have dipped our toe in, haven't we?
Yeah, we've done like in car parks and stuff. But obviously it was ones that we were allowed to be in.
So we dipped our toe in, and then when we head back over to Europe, I think we'll try it a little bit more then, where it's more sort of easy to access.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the... Will you wild camp was the question. Yeah, but we're more cautious, I think, than your normal sort of van life, aren't we? Like 100%. And also, like campsites for us, we do choose different campsites. Like we to be fair, we prefer ones that are more like a farm.
A bit quirky.
But we've still, you know, sort of paid to be there, the privilege to be there, and we know that it's safe for us to be there, even if it's a field.
Well, yeah, because we've got everything we need on board: shower, toilet,
Yeah.
kitchen, so we don't need facilities.
No, we're self-sufficient. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And you know, if there's an animal there that Lily can go play with, she loves that. But then campsites have their place. She gets to meet other children, so big part of it, isn't it? Really.
I think so.
What's your favourite part of the build?
Oh, there's so many different things. Random things. I like to put in the foil on. What's that tape called that you put over the insulation?
Yeah, the
I like
aluminium
doing
tape.
that. And I liked our little pull-out larder.
Yeah.
I liked making that together. It was just us. It was quite chill, wasn't it? And we were just like having a couple of hours pot. Was it at school?
Yeah.
And the mirror as well.
Why?
Pull-out mirror.
Because we made it together.
Yeah. And it was like a thing we came up with together.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I enjoyed doing that. My favourite bit probably was the electrics though, which you hated, didn't you?
So boring.
Yeah, but I really loved it because you got to nerd out, and
Oh,
I
you nerded
really
out
got
so
into
much.
it.
He was like, "Have you read this leaflet book?" I was like, "No, thanks."
I'd never read instructions, but I read all the Vitron stuff. I was on all the forums, all of the groups, and really got into it. I think the benefit of that, putting it together, is that I know exactly how it all works, and heaven forbid if anything should go wrong with it,
Should be able to fix it.
I'll be able to fix it,
Yeah.
hopefully. But let's hope it doesn't break, because that would be a right royal pain in the butt.
Yeah, it would be a bit, wouldn't it?
The other thing that I really liked though is meeting other like-minded folk through the build.
Yeah, yeah. We've made so many people now that are actually our real friends
Yeah,
that we regularly go away with. So yeah, it's been amazing.
really nice. And
Yeah.
we've met loads of people through YouTube as well. So yeah, strange what the build has done for us in terms of social stuff. How is the toilet working for you?
Basically, it's a composting toilet, but it's in a sealed unit, and it pours out from underneath our bed into the shower room.
Yeah.
One, it works really well. There's, for like wheeze and everything, there's no smells,
No.
I would say.
No.
If you're doing your other, number twos, then we just put some shavings on it and empty it as soon as we can. But it's not an issue, is it?
Yeah, we don't compost in the toilet, do we?
No.
So it's a separating toilet, and then that means
Yeah.
we can dispose of it as frequently as we kind of can, really. I think it's cleaner and much easier to sort and get rid of.
Because when you've got like a chemical one,
Yeah.
you have to physically pour it down the drain.
And you have
with
to
it,
like
and then you have to
shuffle
put
all the
water in
turds
and
out of it.
Shake it.
Like there's a proper shaky motion where you have to shake the turds out of the hole.
It screams pink eye to me.
And that just doesn't sound cool to me.
No.
Whereas with ours, and you would have seen it if you'd watched our France video, you take the pee pot out, you literally put it down the sluice, down the toilet, and you're done. It's like seconds.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. Ooh, how much did it cost?
Get asked this loads, don't we?
Loads, so much.
How much did it cost? How much did it cost?
I think it's because a lot of people don't actually say, but to be honest, I think the reason you don't say is because for us we've been working on it for 2 years or
So long,
2.5
yeah.
years,
Yeah.
and we've not kept track of everything, and it's kind of like you don't want to because you spend so much money on it. It's kind of better not to know. But realistically, I would say between £25,000 to £30,000, I'd say.
And to be honest, when we first started looking round, and this was before the pandemic,
Yeah, way before.
we went and had a look at like T6s and things like that, and they were coming out around £60,000-70,000.
And we were like, oh, we're never going to be able to afford this.
And I reckon we've got more gear and better
Yeah.
setup in here than those motorhomes anyway that you pay £60,000-70,000 for. And we've got everything we want, although we're going to be adding more.
Will you continue with YouTube? For the time being, we will, won't we, I think?
Yeah,
We've nearly stopped a couple of times, to be honest.
yeah.
Yeah. Because it does take a lot of time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like, we've met so many people via YouTube, gained so many like useful tips, hints, incredible support throughout the build, that,
To be honest, that kept us going.
yeah, the time and effort that we put into making the videos was repaid to us. Wasn't it really? That's how I feel about it anyway. And then the reason why we actually started making them was because we wanted to really make sort of home videos for us for memories for the future, and it's kind of grown arms and legs from that.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous one because you can kind of lose track of that's why you started, and then it becomes sort of like a pressured situation where you're like, oh, I really hope that that video does well.
And also, oh, we need to put a video out every week, and
yeah,
that's not always going to be the case with us, is it?
It's not always going to be the case.
No.
And you know, I think we're finding a good sort of pattern and cadence to that. It's tricky moving from van build to actually travels as well.
Yeah.
But again, you guys keep watching, so thank you, and we'll keep making them for the time being, I think. So yeah, let us know what we can do better, because we do want to keep growing our audience, don't we, and keeping you guys entertained.
Future plans for the van?
Actually, we've got quite a few, so they are, well, on the face of it, minor things, but we're going to be replacing the back doors.
I think that's pretty major.
Well, it's pretty major, with better ones, and then I want to do an outdoor kitchen in there, more storage, more clever trickery in those back doors themselves, as well as hang more things off the back area to help with our transportation. So we're going to be doing that.
We also need a new bonnet to repair our current bonnet.
Yeah, we do. It's crusty.
And then we're also thinking about how we're going to decorate the outside.
Yes, we are. So any ideas on that, do let us know. But they're all things that we want to do for finishing touches. And then it's making Kelly cringe, but I'd quite like to also build a trailer or something like that to tow on the back.
He just wants endless projects because I've got a list of stuff for him to do in the house and I don't want to do it.
Yeah, you can't drive a house.
Will you be at any more shows?
We've just been to Van Life Festival, which was really good.
Yeah, it was really fun. And Rich also went to Count Quirky, didn't you?
Yeah, which I liked, but it would have been better if we were there together.
All together, yeah. But Lily had school. Next one we've got planned is in August, and it's Tiny Gatherings, and that's in Devon Way, isn't it, by Devon?
Yeah. So hopefully we'll see some of you guys there. If you've got any other tips or ones that you're planning to visit, do drop them down below, because we always like a good show. They've definitely got a place for us in our itinerary, because you get to meet people like you get to meet other van folk, and you get to have a nose around in people's vans and things like that, which we do enjoy. Lots of good ideas, and I don't know, I just love seeing things that people have created themselves. I just think it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's amazing. So many talented people around.
What is your dream trip?
Ooh.
No, I've not actually asked you this. This is unprepared.
Yeah, I don't know. What, I guess in the bus.
You have a trip that doesn't involve the bus? What is it?
Well, you could technically take a bus there.
Where?
I want to go to Japan.
Yeah.
I know, but people usually hire them for that, don't they?
They do, yeah.
I would like to go and do Route 66.
I love to do Route 66.
Yeah, we have been to America a lot, actually, haven't we?
We have,
but we've talked about that for years, that we'd like to do Route 66, so that would be cool.
We've been to lots of places. We've been lucky, haven't we?
Yeah.
Been to lots of places together. One of the places I'd quite like to revisit is Iceland.
Oh, beautiful. Food's amazing as well.
And again, you could go and hire a van and tour Iceland,
Yeah.
which, you know, loads of people have done. And I'd love to go and do that. And then, of course, on our doorstep, we've got loads to explore. So we've got the whole of the UK to explore. And then we want to get back over to Europe. And that's going to be our next big trip, actually, in the summer.
So we're currently starting to plan that.
So yeah, any tips for in and around France or the sort of greater Europe area, let us know. But at the moment, we're thinking we've got 3 weeks solid that we can spend over there. Hopefully, if there's interest, we will share that here on YouTube too.
If you've got any more questions that we haven't answered, then please do pop them down below.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hopefully catch you on the next video.
1, 2, 3.
Bye.